I'm picking up on page AC 595 in the New Perspectives Microsoft Access 2010 textbook. We're going to add a second procedure to a class module. Take a look at page AC 595 and let's determine what it is. We are going to create a before update procedure. What we want to do is we want to verify that if Michigan is placed in the state field, the zip code is valid for the state of Michigan. We're going to create a before update event. The before update event occurs before data in a control is changed. The after update event that we just created in the last module happened after we input the data. What this one's going to do is it's going to look at the data, verify it, and not allow it to be changed if it doesn't match the data validation that we placed on it. Now, some of you have asked earlier when we were talking about table level and field level validation how we can really prevent dirty data from getting into our tables. Now we're starting to see some of that. This is really showing how you can create validation behind your forms in the class module that is going to make sure that the users cannot just put anything into your tables. So let's get started with this. Let's move to Design View, and this time what is going to be updated? We've got one field looking at the value of another field. And so what we want to actually be updating here is the form. So we're going to click on the form selector, and here we're going to select the before update. Click the code builder, and you see that we've gone back into our class module. One of them, this one, is related to the state and the after update event. This one is going to be related to the form and the before update event. So go ahead and click to see how those work. There should be a line between the two of them. You want that line there. Let's start with our comment. We're going to verify the first two digits of the zip code. Remember to start your comment with an apostrophe. The space between the apostrophe and the V is just so it makes it easier for me to read. You're going to see different methods with different authors. And now what we're going to do is we're going to declare a variable basically. And in Access we're dimensioning. It's the dim statement. We're saying that we're going to dimension zip first two. Now where does zip first two come from? It's a made-up name. You can make up any name you want. You can call it Sam if you want. But once you call it by name, you have to use that name every other place in which you refer to this particular variable. And then we have to tell Access what kind of data this is. So we're going to set it up as an integer. So we're declaring zip first two, a made-up name, as an integer. So Access knows it's a number. And what we want to know is if is not null the state and is not null the zip, then we're going to create a case statement. So if not is null state and not is null zip, then. So where do we get these names, state and zip? Well, hopefully you remember them from here, state and zip. There are field names. So if not is null state and not is null zip, then, what did I miss there? Normally, I said, normally your error is going to come before this. What's going on here is that I'm missing a closing parenth, and it's right there. So see how it changes colors? Now it's happy. Now when I move off from it, I should see good things, which I did. If not is null, remember the indent is just to make it readable. Zip first two set, so basically we're setting zip first two equal to the val of left. So we're looking at the value of the left. What field? So what this is doing is zip first two is equal to the value of the left two characters of the zip field. So it's going to set zip first two equal to the left two characters of the zip field. And I forgot another parenthesis. See it saying right here? So Access has taken good care of me, and you get to know that I make lots of mistakes. So where's the missing parenthesis? Val is a function, so I should have an opening and a closing parenthesis. I do. Left is a function, I should have an opening and a closing parenthesis, and I don't. Now I do, and Access is happy again. We're going to set up a select case statement. Select case, this will be our state field, and we're setting our first case to Michigan, and Michigan is abbreviated as MI. Case Michigan, case MI. If the value of zip first two, which remember is the first two characters on the left in the zip field, less than 48, or zip first two greater than 49, then I'm going to do command, cancel event. We don't want it to update. We're going to display a message box. We're going to undo the update on this form. That would be me. That's what it calls itself, me, this object. Undo. And we're going to put the focus back on the zip code. We're going to end if. Remember, if you start an if, you need to end an if. We're going to end the select, and we're going to end our outer if. I think I have it. Let's compile it to see. Made a mistake in here, and the mistake I made is that I put my parenthesis in the wrong place, because zip 2 are the values for the left function. So I need to take it out of here and put it here. See how Access is helping you find your errors? I compiled it again. No errors. Let's give it a try and see what happens. So I'm going to change my zip code, and I'm just going to change it from the 9 to a 7 and try to see. I can move off the field, but I can't move off the record. So it's given me the message, and you notice I moved off the field, so when I click OK, it should set the focus back to Michigan, or excuse me, back to zip. It did. Did an undo of what I put in. I'm going to take this out, copy it so I know what it is, and I'm going to delete it entirely, and I'm going to try to move records. You see, it had no problem if there's no value in there. So we'll put in and it removed the value I put in. So I'll put back in my original value, and it was happy with that one. Now that I've written my code and tested my code, I'll go ahead and save.